change, but the mission don't fade. AP watching the ice still sway. From Boulder to Browns, levels to this whole digit, same door. I'm built for the man. 12 in the field, yes sir. QB 1-5. Let's cut 2 was the spark. 12 is the storm. I'm past the comparisons, now I perform. No more debates, no more doubt. They gon' feel me when I air it out. Same soul, New Jersey stitch. Legacy earn, never switch. Ain't just a number, it's a chapter flip. Now the league gotta deal with this. Yeah. Call me 2, call me 12. Coat jersey, new era. Welcome to the land. Number change, but the mission don't fade. AP watching the ice still sway. From Boulder to Browns, levels to this home diction, same dog. I'm built for the man. Cove in the field, yes sir. QB 1-5. 12 ain't just a number, it's a statement. It's not about where I was, it's about where I'm going. Yeah, 808s, yeah. Time, chains on stealth. Whole league watching number 12. Cleveland cold, but the wrist still melt. Don't call me 2, I'm 12 myself. He went to in college, but now, so don't call me 2 no more. Call me 12. Yeah. New pilot 2 in the past, new number, new lane. Got the dog pound behind me.
Yeah. He went 2 in college, but now,
Don't call me 2 no more. Call me 12. Don't call me 2 no more.
left that 2 in the past. New number, new lane. Got the dog pound behind me and gold in my chain. Number 12 like Brady, but I'm still me. Pressure built different when you born to lead. Pocket calm like snow in December. Now I'm in the land, make the city remember. Ain't no clone, this a brand new script. Came from the 2, now I'm flipping the script. Oh, don't call me 2, call me 12. Old jersey, new era. Welcome to the land. Number change, but the mission don't fade. AP watching the ice still sway. From Buddha to Browns, levels to this whole digit, same dog. I'm built for the blitz. 12
We about to go ahead and get into it. Appreciate y'all for coming. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Tell your friend about that money, man. You already know, man. We back with this, man. It's a lot. I probably ain't gonna get through it all today, but hey, it's a lot of information, man. It's one day I'm thinking it's gonna be light, ain't gonna be that much news, but it just ridiculous. It came out yesterday, NFL collusion case, man. This is big. This is big. I was trying to wait for more people to come in here, but I don't know. I might have clipped this up anyway, just make a full video out of it on this standalone. But NFL collusion. If you don't know what it is, what is NFL collusion? In legal terms, collusion happens when 2 or more teams agree explicitly. Let me start over. In legal terms, collusion happens when 2 or more teams agree not to compete fairly. That includes refusing to sign or trade up for a player, agreeing not to offer guaranteed contracts, capping salaries or bonuses across the league. And let's put draft slides in there too, if you will. Now, what's going on is it was a collusion case that got settled. The verdict decision was made in January, but didn't nobody know the verdict until 5 months later, which is now. So it's like, why didn't the NFL and the NFLPA release the decision? Because it was mainly about guaranteed contracts. Deshaun Watson, back when this case was started, he had got a fully guaranteed deal back when he joined the Cleveland Browns. So at the time, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and Lamar Jackson, they was all trying to negotiate their contract. So basically, Russell Wilson wanted a fully guaranteed deal, Lamar Jackson wanted a fully guaranteed deal, and Kyler Murray, same thing. Deshaun Watson was the outlier. That's the whole point of this case, was trying to prove that Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed contract was what they word they use an aberration. That's what it was. It was just a one-time thing, because if Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, or Kyler Murray would have got a guaranteed contract, it would have became a standard for NFL quarterback. I'm just using NFL quarterbacks right now. It would have became a standard for NFL quarterbacks to start getting fully guaranteed contracts. Not just 3 years, but 5-year fully guaranteed contracts, just like Deshaun Watson. If y'all ever notice, a standard of quarterback contracts are usually set by whoever get their contract first. Then the next quarterback gonna base his contract off whatever that quarterback got. But in this case, Deshaun Watson got that fully guaranteed contract. So Russell Wilson, he wanted a fully guaranteed contract. That's when he got traded from the Seahawks to the Broncos. Now, with that being, Russell Wilson had a no-trade clause in his contract with the Seattle Seahawks. So he waived the no-trade clause. That means if the Seahawks couldn't trade him unless he agreed to getting traded and the team he getting traded to. So Russell Wilson thought that when he got traded to Denver, that he was going to get a 7-year, $50 million a year contract. He didn't get it. Instead, he got the contract that he ended up getting, and then, we all know what happened. The Denver Broncos released him. But in that line, in that contract, it was a line what made Russell Wilson and his agent think that he was going to get fully guaranteed money all the way up until 2025. But the Broncos basically tricked him. That's the easy way to put it. The Broncos tricked him. So they ended up releasing him, and they didn't have to pay him $25 million. Then you get to Lamar Jackson. The GM offered Lamar Jackson a 3-year fully guaranteed contract, but Lamar wanted 5. So now, same thing with Kyler Murray. He wanted a fully guaranteed, but as you can see, agent withdrew a fully guaranteed proposal post Watson. But the whole thing came down to was the NFL owners, after Deshaun Watson got that guaranteed contract from the Browns, the NFL owners got together, had a meeting to collude against giving guaranteed contracts. Because if you want to start a trend or start a norm, it only takes one, and then another one try to do it, and then you got 2, then another one do it, and then you got 3, and then eventually the whole league gonna want guaranteed contracts. As far as I know, the NFL is the only major league sports league that does not do fully guaranteed contracts. It really is in charge. Now, if y'all want to go deeper in the detail with it's a 61-page report. I ain't read it, nor if I ain't gonna try to read it, because I don't even know where to find it at. But this guy, Palo, and another reporter, analyst that we're going to listen to right here, Mike Florero. We about to listen to this video. They have read the document, and he going to talk to you and break down the case just like I did. But we're going to take a listen. And in this same video, that's why I say it's a lot. In this same video, he going to talk about the quarterback competition. They're going to ask him about the quarterback competition. So we got to watch this whole video, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot. Then Kenny Pickett, Dante Johnson, all that. Like I said, I might not get into all of it. But y'all want to listen to this whole video, then there's another video from the Mike guy, too, about the collusion case. But what I'm saying is, I think all this stems back to Shedeur sliding in the draft, along with the future contracts that will potentially impact Travis Hunter, Shedeur, Cam Ward, and all the other players in the league, just because the ruling on this case. But it ain't a total L for the NFLPA and the players, but it's an L officially.
Pro Football Talk, also an author as well of the books Father of Mine and Son of Mine, which you can find on Amazon eBooks. Only 99 cents each. Are good reads for the summertime. Mike Florio joins us right now. Mike, thank you very much.
Hey, guys, how are you today?
We're doing wonderful. Okay, this is, I'm not a lawyer. I know that you are. You have dealt in litigation. Tell me about this whole investigation and why it was kept secret for so long, and how did you uncover it between the NFL, this lawsuit with the NFL and the NFLPA and everything going on?
Well, I didn't uncover it. Pablo Torre is the one who got the 61-page document that is a ruling in a collusion grievance that was sparked by, initially, the 5-year fully guaranteed contract given to Deshaun Watson. I'll talk about that more in a second. But this is a process that's available under the collective bargaining agreement. Whenever players have a beef, they have to use the processes in the CBA. And what happened was, after the Watson deal, within days, there was an annual meeting in Florida during which, and this was the finding in the collusion grievance, the NFL's management council, which essentially, the league would say, suggests and encourages what teams should do. Others would say tells teams what to do. But the management council said, you better restrict the guarantees in future contracts. And that was determined to be accurate. The NFL won because the arbitrator believed when the owners all said, oh, we didn't do what they told us to do, which I find to be hard to believe. So the league won, but included in that decision was a finding that the league tried to collude, and it all got buried for more than 5 months. I've known about it, and look, Pablo found it, but one of the reasons I think Pablo was even looking for it is because I've been screaming so
The NFL owner got caught colluding, but they couldn't prove exactly that they was doing it. They had evidence as far as they was meeting and they was acting to conclude. I guess that the word you supposed to use right there. But they never officially acted on it. Because they all got together and lied that they weren't colluding.
Someone needs to get this. Someone needs to get this. Let's just not be distracted by the next bright, shiny object the NFL dangles in our face. We can't forget about this. Let's get it. So, the question of why, I don't know, especially from the perspective of the union, because this is something the union should be using as a massive hammer against the league moving forward, because they finally caught them with their hand at the bottom of the cookie jar.
How do you think, Mike, the union could have better proven the collusion by the league during this litigation?
Well, I think the union did prove it. See, I think the arbitrator got it wrong. And this is the problem of having a case that's handled.
No, they ruled for the NFL. NFLPA is the National Football League Players Association, NFLPA. They are the union for the players, basically, for the players that play in the NFL. They were suing the NFL saying it was collusion against Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, and Russell Wilson. At the time, after Deshaun Watson, which is on the Browns, signed that $230 million fully guaranteed contract for 5 years. So Russell Wilson got traded to the Broncos, and he wanted a 7-year, $50 million a year contract from the Browns. For the Broncos. But they didn't give nobody else a fully guaranteed contract. Kyler Murray didn't get one. Lamar Jackson didn't get one. Russell Wilson didn't get one. So that's why the NFLPA sued the NFL, calling collusion, because nobody else in the league got that big of a contract, fully guaranteed. That's why this case going on, but we just not hearing about it, because like he was saying, I'm trying to break it down, because like he was saying, the NFLPA and the NFL have hid the verdict for 5 months, which in turns, he's going to explain it, which in turns, if any players wanted to file a grievance against the ruling, they had 50 days after the verdict to file a grievance, but didn't nobody know for 5 months. So how you going to file a grievance if you don't know the verdict? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson probably would have came up and filed a grievance. Lamar Jackson maybe, Kyler Murray maybe, even Justin Herbert.
By one person. I believe in the jury system because I believe the collective wisdom of a jury, how imperfect it may be, and different juries will come to different conclusions under the same facts and arguments. But there is something about having that collective common sense, look at a situation, and having the ability to argue in very basic human terms. Lawyers get so caught up in the legality and specifics and what it takes to prove a case. And it's like a maze, and we got to go from here to here to here to here. Let's just apply common sense to this. You have a management council. Why do you even have a management council? Do all of the fast food chains out there have a league that they belong to that has a management council that tells them what to pay their employees or even advises them what to do? It's ludicrous to think that there's even any type of coordination. The mere fact that they have a management council to me is evidence of coordination, which is a different way of saying collusion. So I think they did prove it. And as the arbitrator goes through and cites specific pieces of evidence, for example, when the Cardinals signed Kyler Murray to a not fully guaranteed contract, the owner of the Chargers congratulated the owner of the Cardinals, and the owner of the Chargers said it's going to help with our quarterback. And that's coordination. You don't see that in other businesses. So they are.
That's where the collusion come in. One owner said, appreciate you. Hey, now we ain't got to pay our quarterback. All these teams, like he might say, are 32 individual companies. They should not be working together. They should be competing against each other. When they come together, like Shedeur, draft slide. Appreciate you, Savage, and I like that name, you know. My Savage is what I call my followers. This is part of the reason why I say we need to see that tape, the interview tape from Shedeur, and we need to understand how did you, in 3 months, how did the narrative change from you being a first-round draft pick to the 5th round? This is all included. Now, I add ChatGPT. I'll show y'all in a minute, but ChatGPT said it is not collusion, but it is. Because all them owners, I'm just going to name the ones that actually needed a quarterback. I ain't going to say all 32 teams, because all 32 teams didn't need a quarterback. You had the Tennessee Titans, Browns, Giants, Jets, Raiders, Steelers, and I think of one more. Can't remember off the top of my head. But all those teams needed a quarterback. Then none of them teams, besides the Browns, draft Shedeur. When they didn't want to. We already know they didn't want to. So the thing is, when Jimmy, the owner, Haslam of the Browns, gave Deshaun Watson that contract, he broke the trend, the mold, what they were trying to prevent as a whole NFL. That means they didn't want to start giving players guaranteed contracts, fully guaranteed contracts. But the Browns went out and did it and was the outlier, and they getting punished for it by the owners. I ain't talking about the league, by the owners. So that's what they doing. Yeah, he did. I ain't watched his whole video yet. It was so much info. That's why I said I'm doing more than just this. Because we got to talk about Deontay Johnson, and this guy going to say exactly what I said about Mary Kay. But let's go ahead and get back to it.
They are coordinating, they are colluding, and the arbitrator got it wrong. So I don't think the NFLPA made any missteps in the presentation of the case. I just think that the arbitrator was bound and determined to believe the owners. And we know what happens. This is human nature. You get your hand caught in the cookie jar. You say, I'm not eating cookies. What are you talking about? In this case, the hand's in the cookie jar, the crumbs are on the shirt, the cookies are in the mouth, and the owner said, we're not eating cookies. And the arbitrator said, well, that's good enough for me. You're not eating cookies.
See, it's weird. Mike Florio joining us on the show. Like, I have to step away from my own cynicism for a second, because when I see the back and forth, and it's a quick snippet that I saw between Dean Spanos and Michael Bidwell, I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised. It's like, well, no, that's the incriminating part of all this.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'll put it this way. I made this point yesterday. Do you think that the CEO of Coke calls up the CEO of Pepsi and they talk about what they're paying their key employees? Do you think they do? True competitors. And that's where I think people become numb to what's happening here. Yeah. These are 32 independent businesses that are supposed to be in full competition on everything. There are 32 independent businesses that get a limited antitrust exemption by virtue of the fact that they have what's called a multi-employer bargaining unit. So they can, as to their workforce, as to their players, they can have rules regarding how they move from team to team, free agency, franchise tag, draft. All that stuff would be an antitrust violation without the multi-employer bargaining unit, because these are 32 independent businesses. There was a case that was resolved by the Supreme Court in 2010. It's called the American Needle case. That's the case that made it completely and entirely clear that even though these 32 teams are within a league, they are independent businesses and they cannot act together. And that's what this is evidence of. But you're right, we're numb to the fact that they do it because we just expect them to do it. The collusion has been hiding in plain sight for decades.
It been more than hiding in plain sight for decades. It been majority against the African American. The league is majority African American. Why? Like I said, the NFL. Now I ain't watched that Gary Bush video. I had it up, but I ain't watched the whole thing. Cause I was watching the ones that got the 61 pages. I was watching they thing, and bro had a 40-minute video and the other one got an hour. And there's a whole lot of information. That's why I said, hey man, we ain't gonna get through all of it. But my take on it, it been going on. And it just ain't about the contracts. It ain't about the contract. They are a business. Like you said, they are a business, and the business got to make the most money as possible and pay the employee as less as possible. They can't pay the employees max dollars. They can't make a profit. You can't make a profit paying your employees $300 million for the 7 years, the next 7 years, and expect to have a team that's profitable. Because if you paying Russell Wilson $300 million, you ain't gonna have no team to build around them. Yeah, that's why ain't no black owners. Because now you coming in our territory. You coming in our territory now. No, everybody say back that wouldn't have been me back in slavery day. You ain't know nothing. They didn't know. They didn't know. So how you gonna do something when you don't know? Now you talking about acting now, we're wearing dresses and stuff. I'm saying it been going on, and it's deeper than just contracts. It's deeper than just fully guaranteed contracts. That's the point we got to get to. Like he said, it been going on for decades. Now, I'm just talking about the African American, the black man. But it also don't happen with the other skin folk. Cause it's about the bottom dollar. But like I told my mom, I was talking to her earlier, I like Kyler Murray, the Chargers owner congratulated the Cardinals owner for the contract, so now we ain't got to pay Justin Herbert. But at the same time, what in that contract lets the Cardinals take more money away from Kyler Murray than the Chargers would Justin Herbert. We don't know the real details of the contract because, like I just told y'all, the Broncos tricked Russell Wilson. They're always deeper than that, man. It's a systematic system. I guess that is the same thing. A systematic process method, that's better, that the skin folk America, the other skin folk America, they live by. And they always done live by it. And that's why they continue to have generational wealth and minorities don't. Because they always taking advantage or finding a way to take advantage of lesser minority or a lesser person and gaining the most from it. He should have played baseball. I ain't gonna lie. They got fully guaranteed contract. Baseball gonna have a billionaire. They're gonna have the first billionaire athlete on a contract. They signed 10-year contracts in baseball for $700 million. What y'all going back and forth? What are you talking about? Rich slave?
And I don't know whether we just have decided it's okay, but that seems to be what the arbitrator decided.
Mike, and this is going to be real galaxy brain, but here we go. Can the rest of the NFL owners then, because I know they were upset in 2022. You were on with us. You said it. Can the rest of the owners then maybe thank the Browns for helping them prove against antitrust where they went rogue and offered up a fully guaranteed contract?
Well, no, the whole thing happened because of Watson. And, you know,
But no, because you can be a broke slave too. NFL playing no. Just because they got money, don't, like you said, don't mean they free. But at the same time, that's with everything. If you don't work for yourself, you making somebody else money. So you can call that a rich slave, a poor slave, a medium slave, an in-between slave. You just can't say the NFL player. You got to say the totality. If you don't own the business and you don't do business for yourself to make your own money and you got a W-2, they using your labor to make them money and paying you a little bit. It's the same thing. You talking about rich compared to what them owners make and the NFL make as a totality? They ain't paying these dudes nothing. Money is power. I disagree with you that, DL. Money is power. Because the more money you got, sometimes the more power you got. Because the deeper pocket you can pay somebody to do something that you ain't gonna do to get your hand dirty. You don't know. You don't know. I don't know how good he was in baseball, but hey. They're colluding too, Job. They're colluding too. How can they be held accountable when they running it? That's the power. I don't know what you talking about, me, Evelyn. I don't know nothing about Freemason. We know they colluded against Shedeur. That's what I'm getting to. Let me move it along.
99 cents each going on right now. You hear them on radio dummies who have said a lot and asked.
Send me the decision. I can't. Well, what do you mean you can't? What are you talking about? Why is the decision not out there? And because I was following the case, and I kept the starting point for other claims by other players who maybe could prove that as to them, there are smoking gun text messages. That becomes fodder against you when it's time to decide whether or not you should be the guy ultimately in charge of the interests of all players. And it's that simple. And an item I wrote just before we
say the name calling's great, but it's like, man, you didn't want it to get out there that you're basically, isn't he trying to do the right
nation of factors? Another explanation is this. Lloyd Howell, the current executive director, has the owners will at any time use the nuclear option and shut down the
This thing right here, I want y'all to hear this before I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find the Shedeur part, but this right here, when he talking about the owners, that's why I said the owners the one that run it. They can't be held accountable because of this right here.
Where the owners will at any time use the nuclear option and shut down the entire season, shut down football for a whole year if they need to get what they want. And the players won't miss a game check. You need to use anything else in your arsenal. You need to use litigation. You need to use PR pressure. You need to use, I'm going to take this.
Delete. Owner can shut down the league.
That he got a huge win on the way out the door. How are you going to get four guys ready for the season? As it relates to Pickett, the thing that collusion grievance and everything we've been talking about shows, things are never what they seem. Sometimes they are coincidentally, but as it relates to Pickett, the thing that did it for me.
Hold on, let me ask the question.
That this is small potatoes.
Get the most out of it. But the thinking is Lloyd Howell didn't want out the door.
Hey, real quick, Mike.
All right, now we're switching to Shedeur. Did how he gonna say exactly what I had been telling y'all for months, for weeks and months. I've been telling y'all of this about Mary Kay. Yeah, Mary Kay and Kenny Pickett. I'm telling y'all. You right, man. Ain't nobody gonna boycott the NFL. Y'all can do that for Target. They smaller. NFL too big. Everybody ain't gonna do it. To hurt the NFL, you gonna have to collectively. You gonna have to collude against the NFL. That ain't the right word, but I'm just using it because of that. But yeah, you're gonna have to boycott, but it's gonna have to be a total movement. A totality movement of a group of millions to even move the needle to get the NFL to pay attention. Hey, you can boycott whatever you want to say. You do, but you doing it alone ain't gonna make no difference. Nah, Marvin. We talking about they ain't getting no fully guaranteed contract. They got a bag, but it ain't fully guaranteed. That's what we talking about. We ain't say they ain't get paid, but all that money ain't all their money. They can get cut anytime, and them teams ain't got to pay all the money. Well, let's talk about Shedeur right quick.
I know that this is small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. I have to ask, though. I don't know when the next time we're going to get you. You're busy. Kenny Pickett, you think he's going to be traded?
Well, and look, one of the benefits of doing this for a really long time is you've seen it all. You understand patterns. You realize when things are out there that, it's not always what it seems. As this collusion grievance and everything we've been talking about shows, things are never what they seem. Sometimes they are coincidentally. But as it relates to Pickett, the thing that did it for me, because I'll give you the simple explanation first. You got 4 guys. How are you gonna properly get 4 guys ready? How are you gonna get 4 guys ready for the season? And you got 2 of them that are rookies. They need their reps. So between Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, one of them needs to go before training camp opens. Now, that's how a normally functioning football team would operate. With the Browns, you can never account for that because it's like they try to come up with new ways to be dysfunctional. And
Hey, man, I like that guy. But I said the same thing. Somebody got to get traded or go, cut, released, traded before the training camp. And then y'all know with this Brown circus, we all want Shedeur to be on a different team. But with everything that then came out, he probably in the best situation to play faster and earlier than any other place. Besides, if a team quarterback, like the Colts, even though they got Daniel Jones over there, but a team quarterback, starting quarterback get hurt, then, you can see the opportunity of him playing. But like Aaron Rodgers just came out talking about this going to be his last year. They can't cut Shedeur. They can't cut Shedeur. That'd be, well, like he just said, the Browns always find a way to become more dysfunctional. So if they cut Shedeur, you definitely creating a whole lot of dysfunction that you already done created, which you didn't need to create. Now you just add on to it.
Functional thing to do is take all 4 guys to camp. I saw Mary Kay Cabot's report from a week or so ago that the Browns may keep all 4 into the regular season and beyond the trade deadline. And that to me was, somebody's trying to get the folks out there who might be thinking about trying to trade for Pickett to realize you're not going to get him for peanuts. We're not going to cut him if we can't trade him. We'll take him to camp. We'll take him into the regular season. We'll take him past the trade deadline. And again, 25 years of doing this, I see that, and I think somebody from the Browns is trying to generate some trade leverage before they would try to move Kenny Pickett. Unless
Hey, I told you. That made me think. I told y'all, man. I told y'all Mary Kay was getting paid to say Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel was the number ones because they trying to trade them. I said this out my own mouth. Go check my videos. I'm telling you, man, they playing a game. Because I looked where I thought about it. About them reps. We know we've seen them reps on the ESPN, Cleveland and all that. I like Shedeur got way more reps than what they saying he done got. Because if he on the field by himself, that means he getting more reps than the 3 over there splitting first team and second team reps. Supposedly, first team and second team. Like, it don't make no sense. Shedeur probably QB2 right now. But don't nobody want to say it. Because why is you giving Dylan Gabriel 80 reps, 83 reps, and Kenny Pickett 63 reps if you ain't trying to get rid of them? Joe Flacco going to be the starter. Shedeur got to be QB2. The 2 lesser rep, if they projecting Joe Flacco don't need the reps in training camp, mini camp, and he take the less reps, Shedeur right behind him with the less reps. That means he know the offense.
They're going to do the dysfunctional thing and take 4 guys to camp. And then how are you going to get 4 guys ready for week 1? And before you can't burn 4 roster spots on a 53-man roster. On quarterbacks, you need those spots for other players. But again, as Juju Smith-Schuster once said, the Browns is the Browns.
Oh, my, come on now.
But guys, you know it. Come on. You know.
Well, you know,
I mean,
I got to tell you.
Things that are like, what the hell are they doing and why are they doing it?
Listen,
it's the Browns.
Well, I'll tell you this, though. When it's a 53-man roster and plenty of people are picking them to win, what, under 5 games?
Yeah, 4.5, 5.
I'm sitting there, Mike, going, well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, to a Browns fan who's watching things from 30,000 feet and any general manager is going to get fired, it's like, yeah, carry 4 quarterbacks into the regular season. Let's let them all play.
And guys, when you subordinate winning to let's get the most we can for the guy that we traded Dorian Thompson-Robinson for as the placeholder while we figured out what the hell we're going to do at quarterback before we signed Joe Flacco and drafted not 1 but 2 quarterbacks. I mean, if that's the game, if the game isn't win football games, if the game is maximize our assets for the future, which they did. This is why it wouldn't surprise me if the Browns do it. Other teams, it would. The Browns had that plan back. Remember, I don't know how much you guys delved into this, but they had that plan back in 2016, 17, 18 time frame.
Yes.
Hey, look here. GG, I'm going to answer your question. Yeah, they would cut Shedeur. They're not going to, but yeah, they would. Because, just like I said, that's how America was built. We going to pay you cheap labor, and we going to make these billions of dollars off of you. Just think about this mess. The GM come out and say, we got him at a steep discount. They paying him total for 4 years. Just not just 1 year, 4 years total. $4.6 million. They made $4.6 million after they drafted him. The next day. Because I was on this live. If y'all was here or not, I don't know. Maybe you just getting here. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friend about that Money Man you already know. The only jersey on NFL Shop. The only thing you talking about 2 months later is Shedeur. What you think? We got him at a steep discount. That man went to Harvard. He know. Supply and demand. The supply was Shedeur. Demand is high. When demand is high and you only got one supply, come on now. Y'all know it. It was colluding against Shedeur. Them teams, they needed a quarterback, colluded against Shedeur. You can't say all 32 teams passed on him, because the Browns passed on him too, even though they got him. But the Browns is included into the collusion. Come on, JG. You out here watching TV when you supposed to be focused. Come on now. They ain't robbed Shedeur. They did exactly what they wanted to do. Think about it. If you already can't control something, if you already can't control somebody, why I'm going to give you $40 million and you think you're going to listen to me? Or I'm going to be able to control you? Give me $40 million and see how I act. I'm going to move the same way. I ain't going to be listening to you. If I already don't care what you think, you give me $40 million, I'm sure enough ain't going to care what you think. Because they can't control them. That's the whole part of the collusion. Whole part of they going to say, they what ChatGPT saying is not colluding because they talking about self-inflicting. Wasn't that self-inflicting? He was projected top 3. If y'all watch my last live, he was projected top 3 pick. Some even had him going to the Titans #1. He got the right not to do draft interviews, throw at the combine. It didn't make no sense to do it. If I'm projected top 3, I'm going out the board, man. this notion that it was self-inflicted because they colluded against him, and to make it not look like collusion, you got to put all these other narratives and other reasons why he failed. Just the same reason why the NFL owners lied, talking about they ain't colluded against Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, and Kyler Murray. It's the same thing. They already done made their money. Ain't no about time he get paid. They gonna make more money and have already made more money. Which should do it that being on the team, then they paid him. And they ain't even paid him that much. In the totality, they only gonna pay him $4.6 million. Why that? Got the wrong one. Come on, bro. That ain't what I want right here. Here it is. That's the wrong thing. Did the wrong website. That ain't what I typed in. I said sports track. TRAC. They got spot track. That ain't what I want. Don't tell me they got rid of the website. But anyway. That what they doing now. Exactly. Why would Tink Charlie? You said that. I'm telling you, man. They ain't fly out one time. They flew out multiple times. And he visited a couple of teams more than once. Like, come on now. And for the Steelers to come out and say that they ain't even have him on the board, they wasn't even thinking about drafting him. That ain't what Mike Tomlin said. When you need a quarterback, then Aaron Rodgers come out and say this is going to be his last year. So guess what you got to do next year, Steelers? Y'all better hope y'all go 3-14 or something. So y'all can go up there and scoop up one of them quarterbacks next year that's supposed to be a franchise quarterback. You better hope you go 3-14 so you can be top in the draft. Man, they ain't got nothing to do with Trump. Because the owners X'd out Trump. You got to know that story, bro. Trump tried to buy an NFL team, so they wouldn't let him buy one. That's why he created his own football league, and that's why the owners don't really like him that much. So most of them. I ain't going to say all of them. Because some of them gone, done died and are gone or sold the team, so it ain't all of them. They didn't consider him a backup. They ain't even want to draft him. They were scared of Dion, and they can't control him. But I don't see why you even... If you scared of Dion, that means Dion got more power than we think. Look. Yeah, he tried to buy a team. Yup. That was back in like the USFL, whenever he tried to do that. What you mean, the culture? You ain't gotta put Trump name. That's skinfolk, period. Majority of them, and not all of them, think they better than everybody. So that ain't got nothing to do with him. That's a physical genetic thing. That you think you up here and you scared of everybody. So you gotta scare people, diminish them, make them feel worthless, because you scared of them. It ain't that they scared of you. You scared of them, so you got to make them scared of you by doing stuff to make them scared. I ain't gonna T-voltage. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that neither. It was the point that, well, like I said, they right now they got to cover themselves for the collusion, but they were colluding against. But like dude said, the Browns broke the mold, so it's the Browns. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but the Browns gave Deshaun Watson that fully guaranteed contract, where other NFL owners did not want to give players fully guaranteed contracts for this same reason, where they colluding against, talking about Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. So if all the other teams letting Shedeur fall, the Browns would, in this case, the Browns would be the obvious one to break the trend, the draft Shedeur. See how it connected? Man, go to pro though, show interest. Y'all went here. I live streamed the whole pro day. It showed interest. It was like a game. It wasn't no interest. It was like a game out there. It was people from sideline to sideline and down the sideline at that pro day. You can't tell me they came just to see Travis, knowing if you ain't got the number 2 pick, you ain't getting them. Ain't no way in the world you gonna tell me that. He feeling bad. They ain't gonna do that. Joe Anna. They ain't gonna get together to sue the league. The league, the one paying them. No. You gonna do a Kaepernick, even though he needed to sue him, but you sue the league, you ain't playing in the league no more. Only Lance Zerline, who that? I think I heard that name before. Apparently, they tried to sign Justin Fields again, but I don't think they were going to try to pay him no money. That's why they keep drafting, and like these rookies, that's why they'll cut a vet when he asking for too much money, and they'll go draft a replacement. There go that video y'all talking about. I ain't even watched it all the way. This dude here it is right here. That one shorter. The Albert dude, he at it again, man. This one, I think he a bigger hater than Tony and Mary Kay put together. But Mary Kay colluding against trying to pump up. She getting paid to write articles about Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel so they can trade one of them. Yeah, I'll watch it later, D. But let's listen to it right here.
Let me ask you, Albert. Lance Zerline was on Infinity Sports Network yesterday, and he said that he thought the media was being too soft when it came to Shedeur Sanders. And I would make the argument that since Shedeur Sanders has become an NFL player, and even leading up to the idea that he was taken in the 5th round, I don't know that he's actually benefited from the last name being Sanders in any sort of way. It's not like he's gotten any special treatment with the Browns. And what happened last week with the speeding tickets on top of it, I mean, there were people out there that treated that like that was a very, very serious thing when it's just speeding tickets. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But I would make the argument that, if anything, we've been hard on Shedeur Sanders. How do you see it?
Yeah, I think it's sort of like you made your bed, now you lie in it. You know what I mean? Like, this is sort of what Shedeur, for better or worse, attracted when he was in college. You know, first at Jackson State and then Colorado. And, you know, when you broadcast your life this way, and like you've naturally got star power because of who your dad is, and you lean this hard into it, well, then everything is going to be a bigger deal. You know, it just sort of is what it is. I mean, I I'm not saying it wouldn't be a big deal if he didn't do all the extra stuff, because his last name is Sanders, so that's part of it. But, he also hasn't shied away from some of the benefits he gets from his last name. And so this is the other side of that double-edged sword.
Albert.
Hey, man, I'm sick of this dude. This is the problem with the society. It's okay for a Walton, a Rockefeller, a Gates, a Bezos, a Musk, a Trump. It's okay for them to use their name and generate cash flow and generational wealth. But a Sanders, in this case, a James, they trying to create generational wealth, but you can't do it because you talking about a double-edged sword. There's plenty of people that use their last name, especially if their family got clout or famous or rich. They use their last name to get what they want, good or bad, and make money. What's the point of having the name if I can't make money from it? That's the whole point of generational wealth. You make your name great, then pass it on, so your kids can live in the generational wealth that you created. But thinking like that from one of these, the color, is why you say stupid stuff like, it can't be racism, it can't be colluding, because the number one pick was a black quarterback. When you say stuff like that, that means you lost. I'm so sick of hearing that. I'm trying to keep up with y'all comment. Y'all typing today. Keep on. Like I said, when I first heard it ain't the fact that Arch Manning got more pull than Deion. You know what it is. They had Eli and Peyton Manning up there ranked as a top quarterback. Same thing with Shedeur. But the big difference is, supposedly, they was better as a prospect, as an athlete, than Shedeur. So, they dad coming out just like Caleb Williams' dad. Arch Manning wasn't the star Deion was. So what pull do you have? But at the same time, they listened to him because they wanted that boy Eli so bad that they were willing to grant his wishes. They always saying, they're the name, this what. I'm going to use his name. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, that's what I heard. Man, the dry dark generator, whether it's different between life or extinction. Ain't no way. They won't let us. They're the crowd talk. Coward talk. That's what I'm saying. Man, they had the complexion for the protection. It's a double standard, man. Cause watch, I'm telling you, when Arch Manning come out, and if he a top pick, and the Cleveland Browns up there, I'm gonna tell you, granddaddy gonna come and say, we ain't going. This is ridiculous. That's why I say this whole collusion thing is bigger than just guaranteed contract. Like, they go deeper than that, man. I ain't even watched that one. But let me talk about this right quick. Y'all seen this right here. Shedeur Sanders get brutal setback on quarterback battle from Brown's teammate while receiving controversial Madden rating. Now, if y'all don't know, this guy, Deontay Johnson, done came out and said that he want Kenny Pickett to be the QB1. I think they are probably going to roll with him just to see, like he's coming off a season with Philly and having a Super Bowl. So I think they are going to stick with him through the preseason. Then, you know, they can live with Joe and what he brings to the table. I think they are going to roll with Kenny for right now. I've been seeing Kenny going like right now with the ones. Then Joe Flacco will come in. He played with him in Pittsburgh. Of course he gonna say Kenny Pickett. You can't steal my Thunder T voltage. Stop, bruh. Let me say it first. He was the last 2 years, he was the quarterback of the Steelers when Deontay Johnson was out. I got it pulled up. 22 and 23. That's why I say there's a lot of information. I know we keep switching topics, but there's a lot of information today. It's a lot. No, Pittsburgh. Yeah, he went to Pitt. Nah, he played with him at Pittsburgh. He went to Toledo. Appreciate it, Tommy. Hit that like button. And he been on 3 teams the last 3 years. The last year he been on 3 teams. 2024, he was on 3 different teams during the season. I don't want to hear nothing he got to say. I don't care what he did out there in Pittsburgh. And it ain't like he Calvin Johnson, Julio, Justin Jefferson. Boy, ain't even Stephon Diggs. Look at these numbers. You had 1,000-yard season, and he going around like he just the big top dog. Because this what he did right here. This why he got released by the Ravens. And this don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, bro. You refused to go in the game because you were too cold. End of the third, going into the fourth, they were like, Tay, we need you. I was like, nah, I don't think it's a good idea for me. Like, my legs are already ice cold, and I didn't want to go out there and put bad stuff on film. After that, they said I was a distraction, and they released me. Bruh, you refuse to go into a game. That's how you get paid for playing. Did you not see the weather report? You coming out there like it's summer. Of course you gonna be cold. Put some clothes on. Like, what? And you wondering why you got released. Bro, get out of here. But they need, bro, I was looking at the highlights. They need to bring back Amari Cooper, bro. They need to bring back Amari Cooper. Cause look at this man. I had it up. It was right here. Look at this. Look at it. And you talking about they weren't playing you like that, bro, you ain't making no plays. You wouldn't be playing neither anyway. Like, bro, you come out here talking about Kenny Pickett. Look at these numbers. Y'all know I can show these numbers. Look at this. Whatever, bro. I ain't even gonna deep dive into this because you saying, and they writing an article like this, just the best thing in the world. Stunning admission. Not that, but about them right here. Brutal setback, quarterback battle from Brown teammate. They gonna write a whole article, man. They met with everywhere. Hey, yup. Yeah, but we talking about the full contract. Not just the signing bonus. They gonna get in that ring, man. Bro, they need to bring back Amari Cooper.
On your Hey Mary case, who do you think of the quarterbacks is most likely to get traded?
Well, once again, I think there's a very good chance that all four of them will make the football team. And I also think that in the event a team needs a starting quarterback, that they would probably come calling for Joe Flacco. That's the kind of experience that you're going to want if you find yourself in a situation where you have to plug in an experienced veteran and he's got to pick up the scheme right away and try to be off to the races. And Joe has done that so many times that he would absolutely 100% be able to step in and fulfill that kind of role. So he would probably be the most likely if they feel good about what else they have. But once again, I don't think they're clamoring to do it. Someone would have to make them a really nice offer.
What you talking about, Gigi? What you talking about? And why so many commercials like this? I get paid by the ads now. I don't get paid if you don't watch the ads. A lot of them, I mean, you could argue that, the NIL money. Wow, it's hard to hear that, 420. That's crazy. Exactly. Drop a bag for my boy then. Cause you skipping the ass, I ain't getting paid. I ain't saying you got go y'all. I need all y'all to go back and watch the replay and just you ain't even gotta watch it. Just let the replay play and just let all the ads play. That's how you do it. When you sleep, just go turn it on the TV, mute it, and just let me play in the background. Don't skip no ads. That's what you need to do. I do it for myself sometimes. No, they getting Kenny and Dylan ready to get traded. Dude said it. I told you. Why would you want to come out early? I'm going to get paid more NIL money than I would. That's why Carson Beck didn't come out. You know Carson Beck. Carson Beck was a first rounder. Then this past season, he dropped. He might have not even got drafted. They always amplified. Because they moving the goalpost. It's a double standard. I doubt they're going to trade him, man. Because at this point, I think Shedeur really number 2. But it's articles like this all over the place. But ain't nobody connected Deontay Johnson and Kenny Pickett played together. That's the reason why. Bruh had his best years with Kenny Pickett, not best years, but had some years with Kenny Pickett. Of course he going to want him to play, be the quarterback.
There are some people out there saying that we ain't got the pills to say what Ross Tucker is saying about Shedeur Sanders. Here's Ross Tucker about Shedeur and his latest run-ins with the law. Is it run-ins with the law? Do I say it like that?
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Run-ins with the law. Scary.
Last week, when it came out that he got a speeding ticket, I said it's not really that big a deal. I feel very differently about it now. The logic or the mindset to have gotten a speeding ticket and then less than 2 weeks later, you're driving over 100 miles an hour, over 40 miles an hour over the speed limit, less than 2 weeks after you just got a ticket. I don't know if that's entitlement or immaturity. There's got to be some teams that are feeling very good right now that they didn't draft him. There are definitely franchise quarterbacks that have had success after making mistakes like this, but not many. I mean, not many that have the mindset, whatever that is, to do something like this twice in that short of a time frame, to not learn from the mistake 2 weeks earlier. It's honestly like mind-boggling to me.
Let me say something before they start. Shannon Sharp on Nightcap said he got 2 tickets in 10 minutes. That don't make... I'm getting tired of these... You see who doing it, though. Talking about the speeding tickets. You see what kind of folk doing it. Like, how you get turned off because a guy got 2 speeding tickets? How many speeding tickets you done got? Somebody need to ask them that. How many you got? I don't care if you weren't going 100. How many speeding tickets you got? Well, I don't like you neither. Ridiculous. Like I'm saying, it's more than one person that done got speeding. I done got a speed ticket because they got these cameras in the school zone. I was working at the school and got a ticket from the school camera going to the school to go to work. They make me a bad guy? No. Come on, bro. Yeah, he should have been going 100. But if people make the same mistake over and over and still don't learn from it. And they done did way worse.
Okay, I'm just going to come on and ask you guys. If Shedeur Sanders played for the Carolina Panthers, would I be going, it's a speeding ticket? It is 40 over. I want to ask you guys.
And Lamar Jackson went 105. Look at this. And he posted it.
Ravens want to take the fast track in trying to compete with the Patriots next year. They're going about it in the wrong way. Baltimore quarterback Lamar Jackson posted this story on Instagram showing him hitting 105 miles an hour in his Mercedes. Certainly not a good look for Jackson after the Ravens committed to the quarterback this offseason, trading Joe Flacco to the Broncos to eliminate their in-house QB controversy. Maybe new free agent signings Earl Thomas and Mark Ingram can help Jackson get his head on straight and his foot off the gas.
Hey, y'all seen that? Yeah, I'll show them, mate. Look at this. That's it. All these videos. Bruh, literally. This the same video. 1, 2, 3 videos. 3 videos about that. 2.6 2.6K, and then 612 and 26,000. That's it. If people getting hundreds of thousands of views talking about Shedeur speed. Meanwhile, Lamar Jackson did the same thing. Went 105 with no seatbelt. I don't know why Myles Garrett signed that contract. If I were him, no amount of money would have been big enough to make me stay. Unless he just really loved Cleveland.
Because are we being? We asked this question yesterday. I got Ross Tucker saying that, which was like, oh gosh, Ross. But then they asked Albert Breer on the afternoon show because we asked if we were being too soft on Shedeur yesterday, and then they talked about it on Afternoon Drive with Albert Breer, SI.
You made your bed, now you lie in it. You know what I mean? Like, this is sort of what Shedeur, for better or worse, attracted when he was in college. You know, first at Jackson State and then Colorado. And when you broadcast your life this way, and like you've naturally got star power because of who your dad is, and you lean this hard into it, well, then everything is going to be a bigger deal. It just sort of is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be a big deal if he didn't do all the extra stuff, because his last name is Sanders, so that's part of it. But he also hasn't shied away from some of the benefits he gets from his last name. And so this is the other side of that double-edged sword.
So I think the Browns need to try to win to begin the year.
Of course.
But I also know that this is probably a team that's not going to be winning a lot of games by the end of the year.
Also true.
And I also know that as of right now, June 25th, they're drafting a quarterback in April of 2026.
Correct.
Now, they have a whole year to change that opinion.
Yes.
But as of right now, they're taking somebody with one of those two picks, or they're moving up with both of those picks to take a quarterback in 2026. So I'm stuck in this weird moment of quarterback, not purgatory, but house money. And I'm thinking, if he's any problem, he just won't be here next year.
Right.
They'll invest in the rookie. So there's so many times where I'm going, well, it's house money. I'm like, well, can this be a distraction? I don't know. Are fifth-round picks who getting pulled over for speeding a distraction? Are they really a distraction? I think, can I make it a distraction? I can make just about anything a distraction. Is it really a distraction? Am I holding back from what I really want to say? I'm not holding back a damn thing. It's a speeding ticket. It was not the smartest thing to do. It was pretty dumb. But he will pay his fine. Hopefully he'll pay his fine. I mean, I don't know. But he'll pay his fine, and hopefully we'll all just move on from something like this. And I'm seeing, well, this is why teams, didn't want to be a part of it. Why? Is it because, now, is this the difference? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, hand to God, aren't checking out what the Shedeurians are saying to them on Twitter.
Right.
They do not care. Guys like Ross and guys like me, well, I'll full on admit, it does get a little bit annoying. Ken's a hater. He hates Shedeur Sanders. No, you don't know what you're talking about. You just dropped in here, and I don't even know if you're a real account or if you're anything like that. No, Ken, you hate Shedeur Sanders. You're a media and you're a hater. No, I don't hate the guy. Certainly don't hate the guy. Hope he does well, actually. He's a great story, and I think it'd be a lot of fun if he actually did well. And I'd like to use those 2 first-round picks on weapons next year instead of having to wait another year to go out and get wide receivers that are worth a damn at all, especially if we take one certain quarterback that I ain't going to talk about right now. So I'd love to do all that, but no, you're a hit. No. That does get annoying. I will admit to you there.
Yes.
But the Browns are not checking Twitter and MySpace and MySpace no more. Twitter and TikTok and Facebook comments and Instagram comments. The guys in charge don't care. So if they don't allow it to be a distraction, it won't be a distraction. That's why it's like, hey man, for everybody's good. Like no comments about starting week 1. None of that other stupid stuff. I mean what I say about this. Now, if he were if he were a player for the Pittsburgh Steelers, hey, I'm a person who likes to take advantage and say mean-spirited stuff about the Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys know me as well as I know myself, and you know that I would probably be taking pot shots right now. Guilty as charged. But I'll even say this. If he played for Cincinnati or Baltimore, for that matter, I probably wouldn't even care. I probably wouldn't even care.
This would be a much bigger deal if he weren't a 5th-round pick, too. That's the other thing that I keep coming back to. If they would have taken Shedeur Sanders in the 1st round, yes, big deal. Would feel probably different about it. But you brought up the house money aspect of things. It is that. He's a 5th-round pick. He's not expected to be successful here based on where he was drafted.
Shedeur is a 5th-round pick, and we keep talking about him every day like he a 1st round went first round pick. He's not a 5th round talent. But since everybody want to say it, and he actually did get picked in the 5th round, we are talking about a 5th round pick every day. Every week, it'd be a different narrative. Every week, people are making specific articles talking about Shedeur. They are literally creating segments on the main sports stations about Shedeur. Specific segments every day. Yeah, they sure do hate it. Hey, I want to see training camp. I want to see them joint practices with Carolina and the Eagles. Well, I want to see the first one with Carolina first, because that's who they playing, and then actually get in the game. Because that's he gonna have to do. He gonna have to blow everybody out the water, or move them everybody out the way, and be the best quarterback in training camp. Just not for the Browns, but the Titans, the Giants, the Saints. He gonna have to be the best quarterback in all them training camps too. Adam, you live in Australia? G'day, mate. Like you been in here before. What time is it over there? You're like, what? About 5, 7? What, Tony? Rizzo? I know Groskowski didn't say that. If he do, they still ain't gonna play him. 4:38 a.m. on Thursday. Yeah, I know it. Well, you living in the future. I know it. You living in the future. I knew it was like a big time difference. I thought it was more like 5, 6 hours. That's a whole day. It don't matter what you seen, GG. That's the whole point. It don't matter what you seen. 17 hours. That's crazy. It's going to be what the Browns see and what the analysts putting out. Because it's always going to be a negative narrative. When Mary Kate, that week, he had a couple days where the narrative became positive. Oh, he looks like this. He looks like that. And then when he got them speeding tickets, it been straight negativity everywhere. People coming up with every negative thing they could find, true or not. Well, ain't none of it true, but they coming up with every negative narrative they can. Ever since he got that speeding ticket. I ain't know what you were talking about. But no, that ain't no punishment. If he's saying that because he know he did better than Dylan Gabriel. That's why he's saying that, because he don't want Shedeur to succeed.
This is very immature, and I think that when you are his age, especially when you have a last name like his and you have the popularity that he has, I do think that he probably walks around with a sense of invincibility.
The only thing that bothers me out of the entire thing, other than, I know you could have killed somebody, hurt somebody. I know it's not good to be going 40 miles over the speed limit. Okay, I get that. But outside of that, in sports world, the only thing that has bothered me throughout what's become a 2-week saga now over a speeding ticket, the only thing that's bothered me at all has been the excuse of his dad not being around him. Because if he can't function as an adult without his dad there, then we might as well. I'm serious. We might as well just move on now.
Speeding ticket, no speeding ticket doesn't matter.
That's the only, and he didn't say a word about his dad being there. Now we'll check all the podcasts he may be on and all the media, the legendary media that he may have. But if he doesn't mention his dad, as long as he doesn't mention his dad, then I ain't going to really be bothered by it. I'm more bothered by the people like Eric Mangini and a couple other ones who are saying, well, this is the first time he isn't around his father. And if Eric Mangini might be telling me the truth and I just don't see it yet, well, I'm going to be really bothered by it. So I'm going to take nasty shots at Eric Mangini over it.
This man literally go out the country on trips. We just seen he had to pay. If he needed dad, that means he need him everywhere. And now, y'all know what I just thought about. Now, Shedeur getting punished and Dion getting punished because a black father is in his son's life. But when a black father ain't there, it's all positivity. But when a black father is there, it's negativity. See? They're part of that. What, Willie Lynch? They're part of that slavery mentality where the black father got pulled away. He didn't leave on his own, but he got pulled away from his family so they can train that child up however they wanted to. It's a grown man, 23 years old. You talking about he can't function without his dad.
But I'm telling you, of the things that bother me, which it doesn't, if it's his dad ain't around, well, the speeding tickets are just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
If his dad ain't around him, he's going to go out and he's going to act like a moron. He's not going to be able to process the offense. And all the Shedeurians out there that are going to be upset on the internet, they'll just blame the Browns and they'll move on with Shedeur when we move on to another quarterback. So that's the only thing that bothers me. Don't sit there and tell me about daddy being here or daddy not being here. You're 23 years old. He's a grown man. And I hope that he knows better than anybody. Like, yeah, you know what? Maybe you didn't get the chance to sow your wild oats. That ain't on me, and that ain't on Browns fans, and that's certainly not even on the Cleveland Browns for taking you on that case. He's a fifth-round pick, and if he can't keep his head straight between April and the beginning of the season, then hell, we'll just move on.
And you hope this
I'm
is
just
the
willing
thing.
to move on.
You hope
but
this is the
I don't
thing.
think that's I don't want to believe that's the case with his dad not being around him.
Well, and you hope that this is a thing that makes him grow up a little bit, because we've all been that age, right?
Yeah.
Not everything you did at 23 or I did at 23 you're super proud of. I'm sure he's not super proud of this, but you hope that he grows up because of this. This has to be one of those moments because everyone's going to have them. They're just not all in the spotlight the way that this is. I'm sure at some point when you were that age, Ken, you drove faster than you should have.
I had a beat the hell old truck that I don't think could get up to 102, 101.
Maybe not 101, but I'm sure it went above the speed limit.
Yeah, no, I got speed.
Right? Like we've all been there before to a certain extent. We just weren't Shedeur Sanders, so it wasn't a big deal.
But
in the big scheme of
I
things.
think people are confusing soft with, if you're talking about people in Cleveland, if you're talking about radio show hosts, I can't speak for any others other than the guys that we have here at this station. I think you're finding a lot of guys, even Nick. Nick was a guy who was a very big detractor of Shedeur Sanders. I think you're finding a lot of guys who are being hopeful. And they just hope that some way, because I'm telling you, man, if this guy hits, or him or Dylan Gabriel for that matter, because I know there's another rookie out there that people don't want to admit that if they were starting a quarterback week one that was a rookie, it would be Dylan Gabriel right now over Shedeur Sanders. You can not want to believe that all you want, but it's the truth. They're hopeful that either one of these guys, and yes, definitely I would say especially Shedeur, because he's the topic of conversation 9 times out of 10 when it comes to the rookies, that he actually does hit. Because if he does hit, plays well, then I'm laughing. I got this 5th-round quarterback that's worth investing in. I have 2 first-round picks next year. I can hit the ground running with this. I don't have to fire anybody. I don't have to go over the terrible searches of looking for head coaches and looking for general managers, which that conversation sucks. I don't have to do any of that stuff. So, yeah, you'll probably find more hopeful people in Cleveland than you have found with all the other ones. And for the other outside detractors or anything like that, well, that's fine. That's perfectly fine to have that opinion on that. The only thing that scares me is that whole conversation about dad being here and not being here. Because if that ends up being true, Right now, I can't say that it's not because I got to hear from Shedeur first. But if that ends up being true, well, then this has all just been a bunch of hot air over the last 3 months. And it's going to continue to be that way until we kick off in September, because if that's the case, then he will definitely drown himself out of the league if he can't be anywhere without his dad as an adult.
I'm about to literally tell y'all how stupid it is. I just thought about it. Shedeur can't function without Dion, but he got a whole IG model girlfriend with him out there in Cleveland. What I need Dion for? What? Dion where? What I need Dion for? That is stupid. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I got to sign in. I ain't doing all that. We literally talking about him not being able to function if he ain't around that daddy. And he got this on his arm. He ain't even got no Twitter. Bro, get out of here. I want to hear nothing about no he can't function without Dion. When he got this, he going home to that every night. But have y'all dudes on here, y'all were like, my daddy well. My daddy who? I don't give that. I don't care. I don't need him. Look what I coming home to. I ain't coming home to Dion. Get out of here. Lord, somebody had said it a couple weeks ago, last week, whatever. Somebody, I can't even remember who it was. Somebody said he just need to go to the CFL. I was like, at this point, they might be right. Because I guarantee you he go up there, he ain't going to get scrutinized or none of that. He going to bring more attention to the league. Boy, I tell you, boy. I think they're going to do it, man. No. What I'm saying is, they talking about he need Dion. He don't need Dion if he going with her. She up there with him. What he need Dion for? Yeah, I will, you know. Every break he leave the country. We just watched the Twitch. He was coming back. Dion ain't never been with him. Like I said, we just taking Shedeur name and a dartboard and throwing a dart at it. Y'all ever seen Blank Man? It's a scene in Blank Man. It's a scene in Blank Man where the head news guy, he literally throwing darts at a board to come up with a news story. Boy, y'all need to go watch that movie. Here it is right here. It's somewhere up in there. There it is right here. Here it is. Look at this. This is what they doing. Dang, why they black that thing out? How they do that? Y'all can't see that? Wow. Oh, they could do that? I ain't know they could do that. Y'all can't even see it. But I can. That's crazy. This is right here. I'm gonna keep my screen like this. But there's the clip right here I'm talking about.
You can't get anything real, you go to the board.
You can't get anything real with going to the board. No. Yeah, it copyright. That's why I paused it. But this all I'm gonna show. Look, he got a dart in his hand. He throwing it at a board. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. They got Shedeur name up here. Let's just say they got all these up here. And he just throwing a dart at a board. Seeing whether the next news article gonna be.
The vice president.
Vice president. And an alien.
Alien.
S&M.
S&M sex.
Hey. That's what they... Yeah, they ain't get right now. That's what they doing. Hey, man, I need y'all to follow me on Twitch, man. Follow me on Twitch. If y'all can. I know a lot of y'all ain't got Twitch. Don't want Twitch. Some of y'all been following. Somebody been following me. I got 65 followers now. Wait a minute. I ain't been live in 2 years. But yeah, I'm going to start going live on Twitch. I'm going to do another Twitch. I'm going to do a Twitch giveaway for Shedeur Sanders jersey. We still doing the 50K giveaway for Shedeur Sanders jersey. I'm trying to, since, if y'all don't know, Shedeur came out and said that him and Shiloh going to be on Twitch Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So, if they don't go live Friday, then I'm probably going to do the giveaway, announce the winner on Friday. Come on, T. We making love connections on the chat. Come on, bro. If they don't do it Friday, if they do it Friday, then I might do the live Saturday. I really want to do the live Saturday night. So it give me more time to get everybody's name put in. And I know everybody have a chance to get on. Cause like this my last day, I'm probably gonna be going live around this time. So now y'all have, you ain't playing, bro. Chill out. You ain't playing. I know you ain't. But this probably my last time going live around 1 o'clock. All my other lives gonna be later. So it give y'all, it's better for me and it's better for y'all because y'all will be able to come in here while y'all at home and not at work and GG like you be driving all the time. I don't know where you be going, but every time you be driving, unless you Ubering or Uber Eats or you Lyft, y'all playing in my chat. Y'all need to donate for that. Matchmaker love doctor over here. Y'all would have never met. See what I'm talking about? You driving now. Y'all wouldn't have never met if it weren't for me. So y'all need to pay me. But yeah. So yeah, that's why I said follow me on Twitch, do another giveaway, and then if they go live Saturday, then we probably gonna do the giveaway Sunday. But I should be doing it this week, the weekend. One of them weekend days. If I can't get it in then, we just gonna wait another week, but I am doing it. But yeah, we doing this for real. I ain't playing with y'all. I got Cleveland Brown words. Never last night, I'm getting out. I gotta eat, get ready, all that. Woo! We in today. Look at this. Then what I'm talking about? A 5th round pick. Trending new player. He everywhere. I might have to give y'all a t-shirt because y'all don't donate. I'm telling y'all, man, they can't cut him. You can't cut him. Gigi, what size men jersey you need? You can't get it. It ain't up here. If it is, it's new. If you can get a Dylan Gabriel jersey and a Kenny Pickett jersey, they just added it. Here you go. They got Chubb jerseys still up here. They got Flacco, Judy, Garrett, Shedeur, Chubb. They go 1 gram. They got Ward, Cooper. I ain't seen Gabriel or Pickett yet. They got Watson jerseys up here. Njoku. Thomas, Joe Thomas. Jim Brown. I don't know none of these two. Who is these? They must be some legends. Clay Matthews. These some they got legends. They even got Schlesinger. Is he trying to get that new stadium built? That's what I was gonna say. They got Tillman jerseys up here. If that ain't a sign that they gonna trade one of them boys, or both of them, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm about to look up here. Hey, we might have. I might have to order y'all jersey right now. Look at this price. See, that's what I ain't want to do. That it. Nope. Is it on sale? And I signed up. They gave me a 25% discount code. But if it did decay, I might not need it. But this for the end today. So, y'all. Mitt Robinson, where you from? Talking about it been on sale. Well, yeah. I'm telling you. Hey, where can I get a good hat from, man? I like snapbacks. God, that's ugly. All these ugly. I like the one I got, though. Because they're the one I got. But I need one like this. Kind of, sort of like that. I really want the dog on the hat again. I don't really want no leprechaun or whatever that is. What is that brown logo? What is this supposed to be? Grandbabies? How old you is? Yeah, they. They ain't gonna let them play. Mitt Robinson, where you from? You talking so country and ghetto? Got to be Alabamans. Mississippi. Ain't no way in the world I'll buy that shirt. I'll make my own for that. Why they put the helmet right there? They could just put Browns across the top. Louisiana, I was close enough. I was right there. GG, how old you is? I ain't being Miss Yolanda. You always think I'm being nice. Look, I tell it straight like it is. Straight like it is. If I offended you, I apologize. Not really though, but I apologize. You know, I start getting back on Twitter, but I gotta make that money. I gotta figure out how the monetization works. Close all these tabs. 45? Y'all been getting busy early. Leg was wide open early. Yo, kid, how many kids you got? How old you is? They like watching me. Hey, appreciate it. How y'all doing over there? Mitt Robinson kids. Hey, stay in school. Learn something. Quit acting up, acting bad. Your mama can't handle it. You going to school terrorizing the teacher. You need to stop. How old you is, Miss Robinson? Yolanda's? How old is y'all? 27? 28? And you doubled up on one try? Let me look at y'all picture. Hold on. You know this little bit of bubble on the phone. GG. You give T your number. I ain't gonna lie to you. You don't look. How old you said? 40 what? You don't look 45. You look younger than that. Miss Robinson, how you looking? Let's see. 28. Nah, you look about 23. You look about 23. I can't see Miss Yolanda. You want the white one? You gotta win, Kate. I gotta keep it fair. I'm gonna X it out. They don't. Not even right here. How that two look? I ain't even got none yet. I ain't got no kids yet. That two go hard, boy. Bruh, you're right. They got Kenny Pickett, though. This the only way you can buy it. Your size, yeah. What size you need? That's crazy. They ain't even got Dylan Gabriel jersey up here. Who said that? Yes, I'm older than you. I don't know. I can't see a picture. I don't know. I can't tell. They just added Pickett. Oh, so you been looking. Oh, shot ski. You the one said that. That's crazy. It ain't nowhere on here. And this the Browns official team website. He gone. If my coach used to say, he gone. The usuals. It might be a winner right there. Oh. It should be the same on Fanatics. They should be having the same sale. They all interconnected. Well, nah, they say they got a different promotion. They got a different promotion. But I know they use the same I ain't the NBA draft tonight. These hats is ugly, bro. They big jersey. Cool Gen Xer. Just go ahead and say it. Don't nobody. Ain't nobody in here. Junkins is up there. Junkins up there. You gonna pay full price on Fanatics. I got mine on sale though when I bought mine. That's why I bought it. It's 125% though. That big jersey. What you talking about? Big jersey? 3X? Ain't no them ads. That's how I get paid. Oh, you said 5X. Oh yeah, they ain't got that. I ain't even got it in the white. Now it is. It is a play that probably do got one. But it ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna say the quality bad, but it ain't gonna probably be the quality for the material. But I think I know where you can get one. It gonna look exactly like it, but like I said, the material gonna be a little different. Material gonna be a little different. The who? Y'all make me stay on longer. Y'all here talking about how old y'all is. GG 45. Mitt Robinson 28. Doubled up on one try. Me and Yolanda got playing the guessing game. We don't know how old she is. She ain't got no picture up. So we can't guess. She said Gen X, so she around 40, 50s. What in the world? I'm about to go ahead and get off. Let me go eat. I ain't even talking about football or Shedeur no more. We looking at a sea turtle. I said you somewhere around that range. I ain't say you. I just said 40, 50 in between. Hey, we're crazy. So, me, Robin, you got that little Louisiana slang. Baby. That's how you talk. Mm. world? I'm about to get off. Grambling, I was out there. Ain't nothing. Grambling ain't nothing but the college. That's it. Y'all might well not call it the city. They call it Grambling University. That's all it is. Ain't no city. I've been out there. I said, do you got that little slang? You know how New Orleans folk, Louisiana folk talk? So you don't talk like that? That's on the Baton Rouge, New Orleans, or something like that? I'm about to get off. I ain't got no view no more. So you lame then. I about to say record or something. Baby. I would have found it. Well, let me get off of here. I don't even follow none of these folks. Sanders baseball jersey. What you talking about? What Dally folk? Like Bucky? Oh. They're crazy. I don't know what you talking about. That boy was nasty. Oh, that was funny. Hey, man, I'm getting off. I thought Dallas was going to draft him the way Jared Jones was talking, but it is what it is. I appreciate y'all for coming, man. Like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friend about the money, man. You already know, man. Stay tuned for the next live. You already know what time it is.
He went 2 in college, but now
Don't call me 2 no more. Call me 12. Don't call me 2 no more.
left that 2 in the past. New number, new lane. Got the dog pound behind me and gold in my chain. Number 12 like Brady, but I'm still me. Pressure built different when you born to lead. Pocket calm like snow in December. Now I'm in the land, make the city remember. Ain't no clone, this a brand new script. Came from the 2, now I'm flipping the script. Oh, don't call me 2, call me 12. Old jersey, new era. Welcome to the land. Number change, but the mission don't fade. AP watch and the ice still swayed. From Buddha to Browns, levels to this whole digit, same dog. I'm built for the blitz.
12 in the field. Yes, sir. QB1 vibe.
Dash 2 was the spark. Dash 12 is the storm. I'm past the comparisons now.